Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. It's been a while, but we're back on it. I realized that I never finished HackerOne, so I'm gonna take some time to go back through and do HackerOne capture the flag walkthrough. So yeah, come on and join me. I'm gonna start back with Postbook. I did flag 1 and 2, and I think I'm just gonna take probably the remainder of this video to do the rest of them. So let's go ahead and do it. By the way, if this is your first time stopping by my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe because that motivates me. Not gonna lie, it motivates me. I'm just really sitting here in front of a computer, so that would be awesome if you could like and subscribe if you like the content. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, there will be a lot of cutting out and stuff like that because I have to pull up stuff and all that other jazz. But let's go ahead and slide back into this. All right, so HackerOne stuff. We did 1 and 2 where we changed the username. Well, we logged in using username and password. Then we also viewed somebody else's post. Now we're going to... You should definitely use inspect element on the form when creating a new post. So let's go to write a new post. And I kind of already did inspect. If you're not familiar, you right click, go to inspect, and it should pull this up. Right here, my face is in the way, but I kind of have it highlighted. This says, yes, this is for my eyes only. And then it has input type, hidden field with username. So if I take this from hidden and type in text, ooh, so now it says, yes, this is for my eyes only 2. So what happens if I change this to 3 and then I type in a new post? I'll do inspect element. And let's create a post. Boom, that's the next flag. It's just that easy. Like, it really is just that easy. All right, so we're gonna go to... All right, so we're going to go to the next flag. Flag 3, or really 4, says 189 times 5. And I did the math on this. Let me just show you just in case. But 189 times 5 is like 945. Cool. What does 945 mean? Well, if we go, let's go to my profile. We see, if I click on post, I kind of look up here at the URL because that's where a lot of things change. It's not a lot that's going on here. We have, you know, a home page, write a post, my profile, settings, and all that. Like, there's really nothing here. Let me X out of that. So the next thing for me to do is kind of look at the URL to see where I would find a number. And if I click on inspect element, boom, I have ID 6. So what happens if I plug in 945 here? Bam, it's another flag. So people kind of do this a lot. Well, if they're inexperienced, they tend to try to be a little unpredictable. It would be dangerous for me as a malicious person because I can go in here and just change the number, and I can most likely find an admin related post on the site because it's just incrementing by 1. And usually the admin is the very first person. So even if I was to have like 0 or 1 or 2 or something like that, like, see, this is the first post, admin, and it was post 1. I could get to it. This is actually, I shouldn't even be able to log in, but I am an authorized user. I'm just not an admin level user, and this is trash. So yeah, that was flag. All right, so let's go to the next flag. Flag 4. It says you can edit your own post, but can you edit somebody else's? Ooh la la. So let's go back here. We have hello world. Obviously, this is this person's post. I'm not able to get into it, right? But if I go to my profile, and obviously because I created the post, I have this edit button. Don't forget to, well, keep an eye on this right here, right? So if I press edit, you saw how it changed? So first it's view.php, and now if I click edit, I have edit.php. And I also have the ID. Remember last time we could change the ID for 945? If I was to do 945 like this, boom. It wasn't a post, obviously, but it was a flag. But I have the ability to do that, right? And what did I tell you before about if you're able to change that? Now you can go to that admin post, which I think was 1. And here's the first post. I can change the admin post. Let me see if there's another one, because there's some other stuff here. Dear Diary, I'm able to change everybody's post. Oh, so I forgot. You can actually try to edit it. So you have to edit it. All right, so we're at, if I went to 2, right? I'm at the admin, yours truly. If I just wanted to delete all and just say, I just deleted, or I just changed the admin post just to kind of help me. And I say, boom. Now I just edited the admin post. We're on a roll here. I think I'm gonna just continue because I can literally do all the flags in this one. So yeah, that was edit that one. Again, we found that through just going from view PHP, like view PHP, and then we're able to edit, right? But we're also able to edit and then iterate through everybody's post. And remember, I said the first post was most likely the admin, and so we were able to, with page equals edit.php and the ID, we were able to change and save the post, and boom, we got the flag. So that's how that worked. Nah. All right, not gonna lie, I had to pause this for a second because I have like the Brave, I have Brave browser. So if you're using that, it kind of took me a while to figure out where cookies were, because the next flag deals with cookies. So flag 5 says the cookie allows you to stay logged in. Can you figure out how they work so you can sign in to user with ID 1? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to Postbook. So I'm gonna exit out of this just to show you how to do it. So if I right click, go to inspect, and then up here, it might be easier for other people. If you're using Firefox, it might be under storage or something like this. But you want to look at the place where the cookies are. Like you usually you can find out what your cookie is for a website if you look in the browser under either storage, or in this case, it's application for Brave. And Brave is like Chrome kind of makes Brave, I'll say that, or it's based off Chrome stuff. I wouldn't say Chrome makes it. Google doesn't make it. It's just, but it's kind of based off Google. So anyway, you'll need something for this, but there's 2 ways of doing it. I'll say this: you can either go in here and go to application, drop to cookies, which again, this is our server, so the value for the cookie is here. This is one way to do it. You can copy this, and what I did was I copied it and literally threw it into Google, and Google was able, or really DuckDuckGo, but Google was able to, the search engine was able to let me know that this is a hash MD5, and so it also takes me to a decrypt. No, it's not a decryptor because it's not encrypted. It's encoded. So, yeah. So anyway, let me take a step back because some people may be a little lost. So there's different algorithms where you encode or encrypt. They're two different things, but you're either going to encrypt data or encode it. In this case, this is an MD5 hash, not a very strong algorithm, but there's an algorithm that you use to encode or encrypt. Not the same thing though. In this case, we're using an MD5. They're using an MD5 to, I forget if MD5 is encoded or encrypted. Leave that down in the comments. I believe it's like a really weak encryption. I think it's a really weak encryption. But in any case, we threw in the cookie, and you can also use other things like CyberChef. CyberChef is really good, but this is already here, and it kind of gives us the answer, so I'm going to go with it. So we have the hash that's thrown in. Oh, there's a hash. We have a hash that is MD5 hash. So when you unhash it or, run it against a series of other hashes, you find out that the number is 2. So it seems as though this might be related to the ID that we have. So like our user ID, let's say if the admin was, obviously the admin is the first person on the site, right? So maybe they're 1. And if it increments by 1, then maybe we're the second group of users that actually deal with this website. And a way to find that out is we could kind of experiment with that. So let's say we want to sign up, and I'm going to say user 2, and then oh, am I not able to sign up? Let's say not admin. I'll say that, not admin. Because if I try to put user 2, it's not gonna work. So not admin. Let's sign in. All right, so now let's sign in. Not admin. Just forgot my password that quickly. And now we're logged in as another user. Let me go to my profile. Yeah, not an admin. So we're not user and we're not the admin. We're not admin. So let's actually go in and inspect and see what our cookies is. So here's the cookie. This is, might have to go to CyberChef for real, for time's sake. Yes. Okay. All right. So I threw the cookie in here, and it's, oh, okay, great. It's decrypted. Yay. So now we know. It's decrypted, and it's 3. So that does mean that our IDs are incrementing by 1, because remember, admin is number 1. We're assuming admin's number 1 because it's the first person. Then we had the user password that we used, and that was number 2. And then we created a whole new user, and now their cookie's 3. So that means that this is working, that the IDs are working just increment by 1. So if that's the case, I should be able to go in here and encrypt using MD5 hash, just throw in 1. All right, let's go back to CyberChef now. I suck at using these tools. So I'm gonna say 1, and I'm gonna encrypt it using MD5. I'm gonna MD5 hash it, whatever. Vocabulary with cybersecurity is not the best for me. So if I go in and MD5 hash, and they gave me this for 1. All right, so I'm gonna go back because it tells us the cookie allows you to stay logged in. Can you figure out how they work so you can sign into the user ID? Now this is a little easier when you actually use like a cookie editor. I don't necessarily like using this cookie, like trying to change the value here, but you kind of can. I don't know how well that's going to work. Let's see. So I just changed it. Okay. All right, I'm the admin. All right, so that I just changed it. So I went in here and changed the value by adding, going to value and then pasting 1 and saving that there. And then now I'm the admin, because remember the ID 1 is for the admin. So now I'm admin. How do I know that? Because I can actually edit admin stuff. And if I go to my profile, I'm the admin. So now let's go back and see, can you figure out how they work so you can sign into user 1? Yeah, I mean, I'm here. I guess the next question is, where do you find lay flag? This might actually be the flag here. Let's see. F31 sign in user pass user password. Yeah, that was the flag. All right, so let me go back and show y'all how I got it. So go back to inspect application. Let's change this to 1. Press enter. Let's go to my home, my profile. Home. Okay, there. F31, yeah. So now we logged in as the admin, and boom. So that's the next flag. Yay! I don't want to make this video too long, though it's already there. But the other way to do this would be to add an extension. So the cookie editor extension where, let's pin it. We go back to Postbook. We're at home. And in here where it says ID, you would just change the ID here. So here, this is still our admin ID. But if we were to sign out and sign back in and do user password with, flag 1's, what you call it, and the ID would be different. So here we could actually take our new ID that we got from the hash and save it. Press this little save button on the cookie. On this particular editor, it might be different, but hopefully they're all the same. You can go here, go to home, and boom. So that's the second option that you could do. You can also add, a different cookie on there if you want. But I'm not gonna go through all that. It's a whole thing. I just realized my face was in the way. Let me pull myself down here. So do this again. Here you see the cookie editor. That's where you highlight, drop it, save it, click on home, boom. That's how you do it. It's that simple. So yeah, just wanted to show you an alternate. All right. This took me a while to get. I'm not gonna lie, I had to come back to this, but not a while to get. I had to remember how to do it. So let's delete all this stuff because I have so many things open. This is the very last flag. So we did 5. Now we're on the last flag, 6, 7, whatever. So flag 6. Deleting a post seems to take an ID that is not a number. Can you figure out what it is? So the best way to do this is we're going to create a post. So I created a post that says I'm deleting this post. I'm not deleting this post. So, and I just needed it for this delete button right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click, go to inspect. And then I'm gonna drop down to the div that's holding this right here. All right, so here we see, you know, the ref. This has ID 12. If I go down a little bit deeper, I can see that we have the edit.php and ID. And then if I hop down one more, I see we have delete.php. And then there's an ID here. Boom. So that's correlated to this. So what we want to do is, as the thing says, let's go back. It says deleting a post seems to take an ID, but it's not a number. What is it? So this is what it's talking about. Let's double click on href. It's important to double click here, and that's what took me so long, really. I kept doing dumb stuff. I was deleting on accident. It was stupid. So you want to click over on href, double click so that you can then use the arrows to grab this right here. And this looks like another MD hash, which it actually is. I copy it, throw it into DuckDuckGo, but last time it worked. Stop playing with me. Oh, guys, the moment I want to do it, it's not going to work. All right, Decrypt. 12, finally. All right, so if I go in there and do MD5, I find out that this decrypts to 12. If I go back here to the post that says I'm deleting this post, and mind you, this is where we grabbed it, go up just this little bit. Right here, you see it's ID 12. So what we find is that, I'll just highlight that for you. What you find is that it's basically just taking the same idea and it's encrypted, like it's just giving it an MD5 hash, and that's it. So if I don't have access to these other ones, right? I don't have access to this one. I don't have access to this one. I can only edit the ones that I actually wrote. But what if I change this ID from MD hash that comes out to 12 to one of these? So if I drop down, I can actually see more. So I have ID 11. That's another one I wrote. And then we come down here and boom, it shows me ID 5. But I don't have the ability to edit. But what if I go in here and say I want to encrypt 5 using MD5 hash, which I did. That's what I get. So I copy that, and then I again double click on href. Otherwise, you'll screw yourself over. All right, so I go in href, and I get rid of this MD5, which comes out to 12, and I paste this, which is 5. It should delete this. Press enter. Now, let's click on it. Boom, it's gone, which gives me this flag. And that's it. Those are all the flags for, my dog hates me right now. There's all the flags for Postbook. So, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I'll come back again to do the other Magic 5, but in the meantime, like and subscribe. See you next time.